Dwight Howard signed with the Taiwanese team, and we might not ever see him in the NBA again. So today I'm going to be putting him back in the NBA in his prime with the Utah Jazz, because all 30 teams played last night, and the Jazz were the team to score the most points, so he's going to be playing for them. But as an added twist, I'm going to be putting Dwight in his prime. He's still going to be 36 years old, but he's going to be in his prime with a three-point shot, a mid-range shot, and a bunch of shooting badges. So this should allow him to adapt more to the modern game. We're going to see if Dwight can lead this young Utah Jazz team that's been good to start off the year to some success. Now, I put his peak start age at 36 and peak end age at 41, and we're going to see how this Utah team can do. This season ends and Dwight Howard wins Defensive Player of the Year, putting up absolutely amazing numbers. The three-point shooting was there as well. He shot the ball at 44% from three, and he shot almost 500 attempts. He also made All-NBA third team, and of course, he made All-Defensive first team. He was the DPOY. And the Utah Jazz were able to make the play-in as the 7th seed. Up against the 7th-seeded Phoenix Suns, we ended up losing, and Dwight Howard struggled a bit. He did have 7 steals, though, which is crazy. But the Jazz get another chance against the Los Angeles Lakers in the play-in, and ultimately end up losing that one as well. The season is over, and Luka Doncic wins the championship and Finals MVP with the Dallas Mavericks. Then, heading into the offseason, we were able to pick up James Harden. This was a huge addition. A playmaking guard like this is perfect for Dwight, and they used to play together back in Houston. Dwight Howard ended up winning the DPOY once again. He shot the three ball well, and also we saw him make All-NBA second team. James Harden made All-NBA third team as well, putting up some nice numbers. And then Dwight also made All-Defensive first team. We got the first seed, and we're up against the 8th-seeded Dallas Mavericks. They were the reigning champions, and the series went to 7. It was tied up with 35 seconds left, and Jordan Clarkson had the ball and missed a jumper, but Dwight Howard dunked it back in, and now the Jazz were up 2. With 14 seconds remaining in the game, Luka steps back, misses, but Robin Lopez grabs the rebound. I had to check after this. Robin Lopez is 36 years old and it's 74 overall. I can't believe Dwight Howard let up that board, but we still got another chance to win it. Jordan Clarkson takes a tough jumper that ends up missing. Then in overtime, Luka Doncic takes a cold-blooded step back that ends up going in, and that sends our team home. But I decided to give Dwight one more season in Utah before letting him test free agency, and he won DPOY once again, made All-NBA third team, and All-Defensive first team. Utah was once again the first seed, and we ended up beating the Memphis Grizzlies in 7 games, and James Harden came up big for us in Game 7. So finally, we moved on to the second round for the first time up against the New Orleans Pelicans. We ended up beating them in 6 to face the Minnesota Timberwolves. They've got a tough team, and ultimately, we ended up losing this series in 4 games. We got swept by Minnesota. Now, Dwight Howard has the option to test free agency, and we're going to see if he chooses a new destination, a new team to play with. At 39 years old, he's decided to sign with the Dallas Mavericks and play with Luka Doncic. Doncic ends up winning the MVP as he usually does, and Dwight Howard makes All-NBA third team. He says he's going to retire, but I'm going to override his retirement so that he can go for another season. He also makes All-Defensive second. Now, in the first round, we go to a Game 7 with the New Orleans Pelicans, and it ends up being a really close one. With less than a minute to go, it's a 1-point game. Zion drives to the rim and misses. We get the rebound, and Luka Doncic is pushing the ball up the floor. Luka hits a spin move, he hits a couple more moves, and then dumps it down to Dwight Howard for the easy layup. We're up 1 point with a chance to win this game. CJ McCollum misses the shot, and Dwight Howard gets the ball and gives it to Cam Payne for some free throws. Cam Payne goes to the line and ends up sinking both of them, putting us up 3 points. CJ McCollum's at the top of the key, dishes it to a wide open Dyson Daniels, and he hits a 3 to tie up the game. Now, with very little time left, Dwight Howard pulls a step back and ends up missing that. The game goes to overtime, and we lose. So once again, Dwight Howard won't have a chance to go to the finals and compete for a championship. Even though him and Luka went off in this one, Zion had 40. It was tough. And then we went ahead and overrode Dwight Howard's retirement. A bunch of other guys were trying to retire as well, but I overrode their retirements just so we could see some of these guys in the league for one more year. Dwight Howard ended up going to the Orlando Magic in free agency, but I noticed how awful this team was and decided this was just too bad of a team team for him to be on for his final year, and I released him back into free agency. The second time around, he ended up signing with the Clippers. He is going to be with Evan Mobley and Brandon Ingram. Surprisingly, Victor Wembanyama ended up winning Sixth Man of the Year this year. Dwight Howard ended up making All-Defensive second alongside Mobley, but it's crazy that Wembanyama was a sixth man. Anyways, the playoffs are now in a 16 seed format instead of having the conference format, and we're up against the Spurs. We were the 16 seed and we ended up getting swept. So Dwight wasn't able to get another ring, but he put up some great numbers. Hope you enjoyed the video.